Alrighty, guys, welcome back to 101.5 WOCB here in Round Lake Heights, Illinois, broadcasting out of Slade's Corner, Wisconsin. It's ISD. You're here with Devonn.
And Pierce.
How you doing today, my boy?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. It's raining outside, so, a little gloomy, but I don't know. I'm not ready for the summer to be over with. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
I feel you.
I like the fall, I like the colors, and, when it's, transitioning from, summer to fall, I feel like that weather's, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not too cold, not too hot. And then once you start getting in the wintertime, that's when I stay inside and never leave.
Yeah, go to work, go to school, go home.
Right, bundle up.
Yeah, you're back in school, right?
Yeah, that started last week.
How's that going for you?
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The same old, going to class, taking notes and stuff. But it's all right, the classes aren't the most interesting in the world. Mm-hmm. But, you got to do what you got to do. Got to get that degree,
I feel you, man. What degree are you going for?
Just right now, I'm just trying to go for marketing, but it may always change. You never know.
100%. It's weird being seeing everyone go back to school and you not go back to school, because then everyone's like, oh, my son or whatever at school tomorrow, or I got school on Monday. I'm like, oh, okay, can't relate anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you brought up an idea the other day. We were out and you talked about going back to Columbia. I think you should do that, bro.
Yeah, man, that's definitely one of the schools I've been looking at to get into, just for creative wise. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get around more people like-minded. Yeah. You feel me?
100%.
So that's what I'm trying to get into. So that's definitely on the table.
Super dope, bro. Super dope. All right, guys. First thing we got, of course, here on ISD is positive news. First thing we're going to start with is St. Joseph High School cross-country team in California. They take dozens of shelter dogs on their morning run during the summer. Really, if you've ever gone to high school, ever, any community, at least I can speak for ours, the cross-country team is typically running throughout your community. Blocks around the high school, all the way up and down. They got to get those miles in. Everywhere.
It seems like everywhere all the time. They're not in class, they're just running.
Yeah, exactly. And they got these huge big dumb water bottles with them, and this is ridiculous. So what this group does in California, they actually stop by the shelter in the morning and take these dogs on the run with them, and I think that's super dope.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm sure, obviously the dogs are going to love it, get some interaction, get some playtime, and not just be held up. I don't know what type of shelter it is, so they might, I'm sure the dogs do have a little bit of freedom. I don't know. But it's just awesome, and both for the kids as well. Just everyone loves animals for the most part.
All right, who doesn't?
Yeah, some people don't. Some people really don't. But yeah, everyone loves dogs, and everyone loves running with dogs. So it's just great for both of them, and it's really nice to help the shelter dogs out. And in times, so it's probably, I can imagine some of their darker times, in the dog's life. I don't know what they've been through, but I can imagine, just being in the kennel isn't the best time in the world,
100%. All right, guys. Next thing we got, Randa Ragland, if I'm saying that rightly, has been struggling with a lot lately. Her husband lost her job. She's dealing with her own health issues, and her son, who's only 3, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. An extremely petty neighbor, very, very, very petty neighbor, sent her a letter to complain about her lawn because she doesn't have the time to cut her grass because she's too busy dealing with everything I just described. So she took this letter, posted on Facebook, and what her community do, they came and cut her grass for her. Helped out around the house a lot, did a lot of things to help her get back on track of her life. And I thought that was super dope for that community to help out.
Yeah, actually, that's amazing to hear. I don't know why the neighbor would do that. Maybe he didn't know. I'm not even trying to justify it because it's kind of petty to do that anyway. I'm assuming he didn't know all that was going on with the family, and he just thought that they were just not taking care of the grass. Obviously, she was in the right, and it's awesome that you said a company did it.
Yes, a company did.
It's awesome that they did, went out of their way to cut the grass and just help her out a little bit. Hopefully, once that neighbor saw the reality and the truth of the story, he's probably like, oh man,
felt like an idiot.
I hope he apologized.
Yeah,
did something, brought some brownies over or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and one of the letters said that they're bringing down a property value. First off, it's not even your house. You may live in this neighborhood or whatever, but why would you do that? You should be ashamed of yourself, bro. Mind your business.
Yeah, like I said again, I'm assuming he didn't know. You feel me? Because that's the only way I could see him justifying it in his head of just being ignorant to the situation that's at hand. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that is really stupid and just petty. If anything, just go knock on the door, be like, yo, you can cut your grass.
Right? Do you need help?
Or if it's really that big of a deal, cut the grass yourself.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But it's not, because it's not your house. You're being ignorant.
Exactly. So. You just want someone to get in trouble.
For sure. Next and last positive point, and this is a personal note. Big shout out to our guy, Little Justin, on getting engaged.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I was like, what?
Yeah, I know, right? Caught me completely off guard.
Crazy. But yeah, congratulations. Big congratulations, man.
Man, all our friends are getting married, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And having kids.
I know. I know.
It's crazy. Like, everyone I know around me, for the most part, that I'm like cool with, or like, two of my good friends are like relationships. You and my other homie Alexis. She's not in a relationship. Whoopsies. But
putting people's business out there.
I am. Sure is. Whoopsies days. Pretty much they have someone that they're dealing with type thing. And a lot of other people that I know are in long-term relationships. So I look at that and I see myself, I'm like, dang, like, good on me over here chilling. But I don't want a relationship right now anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in them, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's definitely not necessary to just constantly be in relationships.
Nah.
I got a guy who's been in a relationship. He's been in and out of relationships. He's never really been single since like middle school. You know what I'm saying? And that's just various girlfriends he's had. And I'm just like, bro, like, just take some time to work on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously everyone wants, to have a companion or someone to snuggle up on or, to get the goods from every now and then. You feel me? But like, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're good. And you're constantly improving yourself, and sometimes you just need to take some time alone. Obviously, you can still kick it with people, but like when it comes to relationships, that's a lot that you got to focus on, not just you, but the other person as well. And if you're not 100% with yourself, then how are you really going to give 100% to somebody else? So like sometimes you just got to take some time back and just focus on you, and so you can present yourself as best as possible to that next person.
100%. All right, we got another song. I'm gonna play another song off of Rhapsody's new album. It's called Eve. We're gonna talk about it as soon as we get back from the break. It is called. Oh, I wonder how I pronounce this. All right, I'm gonna spell it to you. IBTIHHJ.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ibitage is what I'm gonna say. Ibitage, featuring D'Angelo and GZA.
That's a good pronunciation.
Thank you, bro. Phonics all day. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to 101.5 WOCB here in Round Lake Heights, Illinois, broadcasting out of Slade's Corner, Wisconsin. This is ISD here with Devonn.
And Pierce.
All right, guys, next thing we got up is new music, and I am super duper excited for everything that we got lined up because there's been a lot of good releases coming out.
Yes.
First thing that's first on the list, of course, is right now what I've been playing nonstop, that new Young Thug, So Much Fun.
Yeah, that's it. First of all, I think it's his best album he's dropped. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with that. But yeah, I mean, the first time I heard it, like every song was just hot, and then I replay it, and it hasn't decreased in value at all. I listen to it in the gym, in the car, in my room, in the shower. I could put it on anywhere, and it fits the moment. Like it's just quality music, man. I'm really happy that he dropped this because I was waiting for something for him to drop something like really quality. Because I'm a Young Thug fan, so I like his older stuff too. But I know a lot of people have been dogging him just because like his albums really haven't been top notch. So I think this one is the one that's really gonna like set him, up, start him to get going. What do you think about it? I
definitely agree. This album is absolutely fire.
Yeah.
Like, and if you guys know me, I'm big like lyrical rap, a fan of that. But it's funny, I was so ignorant to the fact Young Thug is lyrical for one. People don't understand.
Young Thug always understand them.
Young Thug has bars. It's not even funny. So, I had to go back and do my homework on Thug a while ago. And like I said, his albums to me really weren't all that pleasing, and I never really been a fan until this album. Before this album, my favorite song by Thug was Audemars off of Slime Link, which that came out last year. That hook is so hard, but to hear this album, the beats, the features, the way everything came in, just how he sounded and just gliding over it, I just enjoyed it overall. Like workout music, riding a car music, just bangers. I wish it'd come clean so I could play it on the show. Tell you the truth, that's one thing I hate is when an album comes out and it's fire but it's not clean. I can't play it.
I know.
But if you clean up his music, I don't really know. It'd probably be like every other word to be like a skip. To tell you the truth,
I don't know, man. Like probably that's probably with a lot of hip hop too. Like I mean, I guess it's you just gotta ask the question like, is it really worth trying to clean up the song?
Yeah.
If it's gonna be a lot of like skips and just blanks and it's like this. It's not even the song at that point. You can't even enjoy it. So, I mean, I guess I understand it,
100%. But that album so far, man, that's one of the top albums that come out
this
year.
bro. I'm going to be listening to that for a while. I already know, at least for the rest of the year, for sure.
Oh, definitely. And this third song, Ecstasy, actually, when it was initially released, did not have Machine Gun Kelly on it.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly was initially planned to be on it, but when Thug interviewed with Big Boy the other week, he said his engineer lost the verse. And that he actually almost it was kind of bad. With his engineer, he was kind of upset because he lost the verse.
That is crazy.
And personally, I prefer the version without MGK better. MGK's verse wasn't doo-doo, but it wasn't better than Thug's second verse.
Yeah, when I first heard the song, like you said, like obviously there wasn't any MGK verse on there. And then I was online and I just saw some people talking about it, and I was like, and they were just saying like, when did this MGK verse get on there? So I was like, what? So I checked my phone and it doesn't say featuring MGK at all. So I was like, maybe mine just didn't update. So I listened to it and it was all right. I'm not the biggest MGK fan. I'm not gonna front, but like he definitely did his thing. But yeah, what you said, I personally prefer the one where it's just Young Thug. I thought he killed that verse that they took out. But either way, still a quality song. It doesn't take anything away from it. I'm still gonna bang it in the car.
100%. All right, next thing we got up, QC's collaboration album. That's 36 songs long. Did you get a chance to listen to it yet? I got like two tracks, 2 or 3.
I threw this on when I was in the gym, just so I could have it running while I was doing other stuff. There's a couple songs I do like on there. I definitely don't like all 36. I can say that right now.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it, but like not a lot of them was really memorable to me. You feel me? So if you're gonna ask me to pick out certain songs, like I probably wouldn't really be able to do that. But it's decent. It's kind of what I expected from a QC album. It's kind of similar to the last one they dropped too. It's just a lot of people on there, a lot of different styles. Sometimes they're a little bit similar, so that kind of like, I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. Nothing groundbreaking for me. But like I said, there was a couple songs on there that I did enjoy, so I'll probably be listening to those for a little bit.
For sure. Next thing we got up is Toby Lou. You sent me this album. This is a very, very, very solid project, bro.
Solid project.
I really did mess with that. First of all, the first thing I want to say, the cover is dope.
I know, right?
For one, if you guys probably can't see the cover, it's a little child sitting inside of an ice cube that's melting, and the album's called Live on Ice. Yeah. Like, that is off the chain to me.
Super cold, bro.
Super creative. If I had to pick a favorite song on there, probably Deserve It or A702. Waterboy is fire. The project itself is just overall great.
Yeah,
honestly, I want to listen to it again to make sure I got like certain songs memorized. But this album is fire, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. I found him. I'm trying to figure out what the first song I downloaded. I can't even remember, but this was like last year. It was just like random. I think he was like in some playlist I was listening to, and I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Put it on there, and it was cool. And I went and dug a little bit deeper, and I actually really liked his music. So when I saw that he dropped this album, like I clicked instantly. I wanted to hear it, and every song was great. I downloaded it immediately. Haven't deleted any songs. I mean, Waterboy, like you said, I think that's super dope. 100 Degrees, A702. Deserve It with Rocky Fresh. It's just solid album. Solid album. It was definitely a good summer album. I can tell you that. For sure.
Next thing we got up is Happy Birthday Calvin. Happy Birthday Calvin, I found out through one of our good friends. Shout out to Jordan, Heavy Bud Light on Instagram. Happy Birthday Calvin's an up-and-coming artist out of Chicago. His new song is called, the song he came out with a while ago. It's called Alone. I do really mess with the song. I can't pronounce who the feature is. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But overall, one thing I like about Calvin is that it's good. It's very fun to listen to. Yeah. The rhythm is good. The rhythm's upbeat. I don't know if you've ever heard of Happy Birthday Calvin.
Yeah, I did. I actually didn't discover him, but like I was just on Apple Music and I saw he dropped an album. But this is previous, before Jordan mentioned anything. And I like checked it out and I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't know there was any connection between the two. So then you mentioned it again. I went back and listened to it again just because I just want to see what he's really talking about. And it was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Definitely some pretty good vibes on that. The couple songs he's dropped. So I didn't download any yet. I'm more than positive I will in the future though. Interested to see what he's gonna do coming up next. And yeah, it's just someone that you want to have on your radar. Next coming upcoming year. Most
definitely. His biggest song is No Friends, but he's also featured on the Netflix movie Beats. His song called Kari Song is featured on that movie. So
that's huge.
It's extremely huge. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to all those guys over there, ATS Records. So very good look. Next thing we got is Rhapsody. I know you told me you haven't really heard it yet.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to, but I definitely plan on it.
Man, I knew she was nominated for a Grammy for her last album. This album here though, man, this album's off the chain. Just in terms of the beats and beat selection, lyricism, every song is titled after a powerful woman in Black history. So there's one called Cleo. There's another one called Merle. There's one called Tyra, Cleo, Michelle, Nina, Oprah, Whoopi, Serena, Tyra, Maya. A lot of things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is super dope. Because I love concept albums that make me think. You know, they kind of break my mold. So I really do enjoy this album. Of course, the production by Ninth Wonder too.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is gonna be a really great album. I mean, she's an amazing artist. I feel like she's not even talked about.
She's
a lot,
not,
especially when it comes to like just female rappers. Like,
because she cold. She's better than a lot of dudes too.
Oh, easily. So I'm really looking forward to this. I just want to be able to have like a time where I can just sit and listen, you know, because I feel like it's one of those albums. Maybe you can, I don't know if it is, but is it one of those albums?
This is my third time listening to it.
Okay,
I heard it at work, I heard it at home, and I heard it on the way here.
Yeah, so I want to actually sit and listen to the lyrics and everything, just because. And then the features on here are cold too. Like, I just, man,
the D'Angelo feature, K. Roosevelt,
J. Cole, JID,
Marimba, dope.
Oh, Queen Latifah,
which is crazy.
I know,
that's
right?
crazy.
Oh, speaking about Queen Latifah, even though these are not the same people at all, but Missy Elliott dropped an album or an EP.
She did, and I missed it.
Yeah, it's actually decent.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's her first music that she's dropped in 14 years, or like album or whatever, which is crazy.
It is,
which is crazy. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Throw It Back on there was pretty cool. It's it's more like kind of like turn up stuff, like not like turn up like today, but it's definitely like party music in a sense, you know. But I'm interested to see if she's going to be dropping some more stuff, because I'm a fan of Missy Elliott. I think everybody is. If you're a hip hop fan, you got to be a fan of Missy. You know, she's like one of the pioneers when it comes to this female rappers. I feel like, you know, there's like on Mount Rushmore for sure.
Oh,
when it comes
absolutely.
To female rappers, she's got to be up there.
That, and she's so different. She breaks down all walls. There's no walls around her. Music videos, music, everything. She's just super creative, and she doesn't really rely on like her being a female to sell stuff. Not knocking anybody who does, you know, but she just definitely relies more on her creative side and just what she can do, and her being, you know, different and weird in a sense, you know, like she uses that to her advantage, and I think that's just super dope. And I think a lot of people, not just females but just guys, people in general, could definitely look at her and just kind of be influenced just on how she's kind of almost fearless in a sense, just trying new stuff, you know, even if it's not always a hit. You know, something is, you know, and she's willing to go out there and try it out, which I think is amazing. Super dope. Next thing we got up is from one of my favorite artists. His name is Smino. He dropped a new single the other day called Reverend. Have you heard it yet?
I haven't heard it yet. No. Is it good?
It's very nice.
Yeah, I know you're a Smino fan, so.
Oh, I'm a big Smino fan. Yeah. I think it's either you or Jordan that put me on him. The thing is with Smino is like he sounds so much different, and I almost liken them to he and Young Thug, almost like the same vein in terms of like the way they use their voice. I don't necessarily talk about the same things, but they both throw their voices in crazy directions, but still rap and still talk about things. So
I can see that comparison.
I think it's super dope. Smino's production is always crazy. Monte Boogers is mainly his producer, but this song itself is nothing short of what I expect from Smino. Great vocal range, great things that he's talking about. He's super dope. He falls in that vein between singing and rapping.
Yeah,
to me, but it's a hard balance, but he finds it all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm a fan. I like Smino, so I'm sure I'll like this song. Have you listened? I see you did. I don't know if you listened to it really hard though. 85 to Africa by Jadena.
Man, I only got a few tracks in. Everyone's telling me about it.
It's decent, bro.
Really,
I'm not even
bro.
gonna lie. Yeah, like I was listening to it, I was like, yo, he's kind of going off on this.
Yeah,
yeah.
The first couple beats I heard were crazy. The Gold Link song was nice. I love Gold Link, bro.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love Gold Link.
It's cold though. I mean, every song on here is pretty dope, and he's rapping, bro. Like he's not just that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people look at him like he's wearing the suits, you know, and like he's like, I guess he's like what, like lighter skinned. You know? He has like red hair and it's like swoops aside. So I mean, he definitely doesn't look like a regular rapper at all, you know. But I mean, he's killing it. He's killing it. It's dope. The beats are dope. The production is crazy. Flow is crazy. Lyrics are dope. I mean, quality album. You definitely should dive a little bit more into that.
Definitely. I do plan on it. I just started it, but I couldn't finish it, so I got to make sure I get back to that. So
what about Little Brother? I haven't listened to that. I see you listen to it though.
I started it. I got to finish that one up too.
The album is called May the Lord Watch by Little Brother. Just to correct myself. But yeah, did you like it at all?
The first couple of songs I did like. I definitely did. Again, Knife Wonders Evolve, of course. So it was really dope production. Very solid lyricism, but again, I have to listen to it again to really give my full informed opinion on it. But the first couple songs I heard, I definitely were easy to listen to. I enjoyed it.
All right, for sure.
For sure. All right, guys, you were listening to ISD here at 101.5 WLCB. We're going to take a quick ad break. We will be right back. Thank you. Welcome back to 101.5 WLCB ISD. You're here with Devonn
and Pierce.
First thing we want to do, man, we want to give a huge shout out to the newest member of the team. He may not be on air, but he's just as important as us, if not more important. Our boy Kendall Williams, aka Wendell Killiams.
Yes.
You know, aka Super McFly. I just came up with that, but yeah. So
that was nice though.
That was nice. All right. He's our new video guy on the team, bro. I greatly appreciate you. The video that you did for us, you guys can see on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You know, he did that video and it looks great. So welcome to the team, bro. We appreciate you. All right, guys. Next thing we got up, our newer segment we still need a catchy name for. Right now we're going to call it Artist Highlight. Yeah. Artist Highlight is a segment where we take artists that are super dope, we think are dope, because music is full of opinions, and we take the time, do a write-up about them, and we present them here on the show to you guys, to our faithful listeners. When we do this to bring light to who this artist is as a person, the music that they bring to the table, why we like them, why we think they should get more attention. So Pierce did it last week, and he had Larry June.
Yes.
This week I have it, and I'm going to do Buddy. Now, Buddy, right, hailing from Compton, known as Simi Sims, grew up in Compton, California, off Harlan and Alondra. Now, remember Harlan and Alondra. Now, I grew up in the church like a lot of musicians, right? Being a protege of Pharrell, Buddy's style is a style that feels like he's just talking to you. When asked if he raps or sings, Buddy responds that he does both. Now, I like his style because it's not something you normally hear. His energy in the record he's on is always crazy. It's infectious, as shown on his debut album, Hard and Alondra, and his features on Revenge of the Dreamers 3. He was also featured on Nipsey Hussle's last album, Victory Lap. R.I.P. to Nipsey.
R.I.P.
Buddy's always going to be known for his crazy energy, and he was dubbed the MVP of Rap Camp. If you don't keep up rap music like we do, Rap Camp is it's named the sessions that were made for Revenge of the Dreamers 3. The album came out last July, the Dreamville compilation album. He made the cut, and he's on 4 songs, Wells Fargo, 1993, and he's on PTSD, and he's on Sleep Deprived. So Buddy is he's not on Sleep Deprived, he's on PTSD, excuse me. That is my apologies. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So yes, that is Buddy. Like I said, I really just like Buddy because he sounds a lot different than everybody else. He doesn't worry about fitting into a mold. I see his interviews, think his interviews are funny. Everyone said he was the funniest guy that even came down to the Dreamville sessions, and that he was the MVP. Yeah, it's one of the funniest rappers that he's ever met. In terms of projects he has out is Hard and Alondra, his most recent release, Magnolia, Ocean, and Montana. My favorite out of those are going to be Hard and Alondra.
I think it's Magnolia.
Magnolia? What did I say?
Mangolia.
It is Magnolia.
It's Mangolia?
Magnolia.
Yeah, it's Magnolia.
Magnolia. I'm sorry, I was talking fast and I was trying to read as fast as I talk. I'm trying to do 5 different things now.
I got you.
That's my fault, man. That's my fault, man. So if Buddy ever heard this, he'd be pissed. I'm slandering right now.
Definitely not getting that interview.
Definitely not getting that Buddy look. So my favorite project of that is Harlan and Alondra. I feel like on that project, after listening to the other 2, he finds that balance of with the crazy samples and finding his voice between rapping and singing. So I do enjoy that a lot. My favorite songs by him are Shameless and Speechless. So
I'm going to check those out.
Most definitely. What do you think of Buddy?
I like Buddy. I think he's cold. You know, I could see why people would say he's like one of the funny. What they said, he's the funniest rapper that they've met or know. Yeah, so I could see that 100%. I think his style's crazy. He's definitely on the up and up. Definitely going to take over soon. I mean, what else can I say about the guy? I mean, he's a dope rapper at the end of the day. Like, if you want someone that's really going to contribute to a song and put a quality verse out, you can always depend on Buddy to do it in a unique way as well. He definitely doesn't sound like a lot of the rappers coming up today. And that's one thing that always gets on my nerves when you have so many young rappers coming up, which is dope, you know, which is super awesome. But then, like, you listen to them and it's like, okay, well, who's this? Which one is this one?
Yeah.
You know, and these 2 sound the same. Or you'll even have them on the same song, and then you're like, okay, they both use the same like auto tune. They both use this. Like, which one? You know what I'm saying? It's
hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, but you could easily tell when a Buddy's on the track. Like he's unique, and it fits him. He's unique in the right way, if that makes sense. You know, so I think he's cold. I'm really looking forward to what he's gonna drop next year and the coming years, and to see how big he can get. You know.
His biggest song so far, according to Apple Music, is called Shine. Again, I'm a big fan of that for the same reason. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's a blend between that singing and rapping. You know, he's very good at harmony. So next thing we got up, actually, we're going to play a song by Buddy. It's called Speechless off his latest album called Harlan and Alondra. We'll be right back. Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to 101.5 WLCB here in Round Lake Heights, Illinois. You're listening to ISD with Devonn
and Pierce.
Alrighty, guys, that was Young by Buddy. Again, guys, they're artists that we are really messing with. So next thing we got up, we are going to talk about something that's pretty big in the headlines. Jay-Z to the NFL. Now, per Complex, Jay-Z is partnering with the NFL to be in charge of the NFL's social justice campaign and Inspire Change initiative, which donates money to groups fighting for criminal justice reform, opportunities in economically challenged areas, and better relations between the police and local communities. Jay-Z is also going to be a live music entertainment strategist as well as all of Roc Nation. So it's not just Hove doing it, it's Roc Nation involved as well. Now some people are on the fence about Jay-Z and calling him a hypocrite because the words he used in previous songs and other things that he said to other notable people like Jermaine Dupri to tell them to not work with the NFL and tell people to not perform for them. So now everyone's kind of on the fence about how they really feel about it. You know, how do you feel about the move?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it really depends on what he decides to do with that, you know. Obviously, everyone knows Jay-Z's about money, you know. I mean, in hip-hop, that's money is, like, key, you know. So I don't think anybody's mad at him for doing that. But, yeah, I could definitely see why people are a little upset with how he's handled it, you know, on the song Ape, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I can't pronounce it, but on there he says, once I said no to the Super Bowl, you need me, I don't need you. Every night we in the end zone, tell the NFL we in stadiums too. Stuff like that, or saying that Travis Scott shouldn't perform at the Super Bowl, although he said that it's not because he in protest, but because Travis Scott would play second fiddle to Maroon 5,
which happened.
Which is what happened. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't be mad at him for taking the deal, but I'm sure if I was Jermaine Dupri, I would feel some type of way. Yeah, I would definitely feel some type of way if you took the exact same deal that you just told me not to take. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but I'm gonna be positive, and I'm assuming he's gonna do positive things within the NFL, and he's gonna try to change it a little bit and help and make sure that minorities are represented a lot more. Obviously, because we bring in so much revenue for them. I mean, look at the players. You know what I'm saying. The majority of them are African American. You feel me? So if they're giving you so much money, you think that they would be treated so much better, you know. So I'm hoping that Jay-Z kind of makes it so. We'll see. You know, I think isn't he like the only black like part owner or whatever?
He doesn't own any teams,
or like
he's in that higher up realm. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But so that's from what I heard. So I don't know if that's 100% true, but that is what I heard. So, but he has major influence. I mean, and not just now, but he's had major influence forever. You know, and I'm sure the execs up there are going to listen to him and what he has to say. And I think that he's going to make a point to make sure that African Americans and just minorities in general are going to be represented a lot more and be looked to perform possibly and be the front runner instead of just playing second fiddle. So you could play a cool little rap song on Maroon 5's. You know, up there playing guitars, or Adam Levine's with the shirt off and all that stuff. Like, right. No one wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I hope he does positive things. Yes, the way he went about it is probably a little bit, you know, grimy. Yeah. Sometimes that's just how it has to be, though, when it comes to business. You know, and obviously, I mean, if you're a Jay-Z fan, you know he's not one to shy away from, you know, getting dirty when it comes to, you know, having to get stuff done. You know, so hey, you know, at the end of the day, he made money off of it. You know, I think everyone probably would have done the same thing. And like I said, I'm gonna be positive, and I think that he's gonna do what he needs to do for everybody and make it known that this is a good thing that he's joined in with the NFL. You know, because what else would you have wanted him to do? You know, say no, maybe try to make a rival NFL or a rival to the NFL, which has already failed. Not his, but like
the XFL,
the AFL.
The one they get cream the crap out of each other.
That's the XFL, which previously was a thing and then failed, and I think they're trying to bring it back. I heard, and then there was just this year the AFL, which I thought was actually pretty big. It was pretty much like the NFL, just a couple different rule changes, but that went under, which I was a little upset about because I was kind of looking forward to that blowing up a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what people would have wanted him to do in this situation, you know. And it's not right to just assume that he's just in it for the money and he's just gonna, you know, be all buddy with all these guys. You feel me? Because obviously he's done a lot for the black community already. So why would he just stop now? You know what I'm saying?
100%. Now, guys, if you're listening and you want to chime in on this and give your opinion on this topic, our phone lines are open. You can call us at 262-342-6588. Again, the number is 262-342-6588. Please do not come on and say anything abruptly rude or ignorant, or we will hang up on you. Just letting you know right now. Now, my feelings on Jay-Z and the NFL, I thought it was a good move. I think it was a great move. Of course, everyone started talking about Cap and all the other different kind of things like that. Yeah,
apparently they talked on the phone. Jay-Z and Kaepernick.
I would hope so. Absolutely.
From what this is all from The Atlantic. Where I got the information from. But apparently they spoke on Monday when the deal was going, like the Monday before the deal was announced. And he didn't want to get into specifics of what the conversation was like, but then a source close to Kaepernick, allegedly, said that the conversation was not a good conversation. So I'm just interested to see, because I could probably see how Cap may feel a little slighted. Like he's doing all this, and then Jay-Z's in support, and all of a sudden now he's partnering with them. So
yeah.
Like, you were in full support when I was doing this, and now that you're offered all this money, you're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, I'm gonna forget what happened. Not that he did that, and I'm sure he didn't, and I'm sure he took this opportunity to, I'll work with you, and I'm gonna to make it better for everybody else. And that, but again, we're not really gonna see how this plays out until we start seeing a move that he's making within the NFL. But yeah, I could definitely see why Kaepernick would have felt a certain way about it.
Most definitely, guys. Well, real quick, we're gonna play a quick clip from TMC Sports speaking on it in Jay-Z's interview he had sitting down.
I think the biggest issue people have is they want to know how you could partner with a league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustice, is still out of a job.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that I think we take it back. I think that we forget that Colin's whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice, correct? So in that case, right, this is a success, right? This is the next thing, right? Because there's two parts of protesting. You go outside and you protest, and then the company or the individual say, I hear you. What do we do next? Right? So for me, it was like actionable item. What are we going to do with it? Like, everyone heard, and we hear what you're saying, and everybody know, I agree with what you're saying. So what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? So reach millions and millions of people, or we get stuck on Colin not having a job. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry to put it this way, but would you kneel or would you stand?
Would I what?
Would you kneel or would you stand?
Okay. I think we've passed kneeling. Yeah, I think it's time to go into actionable items.
Do you want people to stop kneeling?
No, I don't want people to stop protesting at all. Kneeling, I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay. Do you know the issue? Yeah. Do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next? And I'm not, again, so to be clear for the room, I'm not minimizing that part of it, because that has to happen. That's a necessary part of the process. But now we all know what's going on. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop? Because the kneeling was not about a job. It was about injustice. Let me bring attention to injustice. Everyone's saying, how are you going forward? And Cap doesn't have a job. This wasn't about him having a job. Right? That became part of it. That became part of the discussion. He was kneeling to bring attention to injustice. We know what it is. Now, how do we address that injustice? What's the way forward? Does anyone have any other suggestions of what's the way forward?
Everybody knows what it is now. It's time to move on from kneeling with the captain.
All right, now what I took from that interview essentially is that, again, everyone's focused on does Cap have a job, does Cap have a job, does Cap have a job? And I understand that. It is important. I want Colin Kaepernick to get hired. I know you do. Mm-hmm. It's only fair. He deserves to have a job. But again, we're getting so caught up in the hoopla of him not having a job. We're missing the bigger picture. Or again, we're making it about just Colin instead of the bigger picture. Even when this all was going on last year, 2 years ago, it's been almost 3 years now. This happened. Yeah, everyone made this about kneeling. Cap. It's not about that. It's about social injustice here in America. What he was actually standing for. I feel like when everyone looks
kneeling for
kneeling for what everyone's kneeling for, I feel like everyone's getting caught up in the hoopla of and not the actual meat and potatoes. Mm-hmm. So now I like the move by Jay-Z, because if you want to fix something, you have to go do it. Sometimes you got to go do it yourself. He has the power to go do it himself. So obviously, I don't know Jay-Z. I don't know what's in his mind, but I'd like to have a positive mindset about it and think that he joined the NFL, obviously to make a stand about this, to hopefully work on it from the inside. The NFL is one of the biggest platforms in the world in terms of people that watch football, people that listen to what these players say. The NBA is a great example if you want to run an organization. They've put out a lot of positive messages. They make sure their players are all on their P's and Q's, and they do the right thing, and they treat their players better than the NFL treats their players.
Oh, yeah.
So we look at things like that in the bigger picture. I do like Jay-Z's move. I feel like some people are trying to pit Colin and Jay against each other instead of just looking at the big picture itself and see what actually needs to happen. You know? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good move. I think it just really depends on what actions that Jay-Z takes, you know, because, yeah, I agree with what he was saying in that clip, you know, that the attention has been drawn, so now what's the next step?
Correct.
You know, so, and to him, he feels the next step is for it, you know, not for him to intervene, but he wants to be connected to the NFL directly and be able to change it within. And I guess it just depends on what are those changes going to be, you know, if it kind of starts kind of looking like the changes he's making are really just benefiting him and his pockets, and it's gonna be like, okay, well, you know, like, why did you really do that? Or if he's really changing it for the better of everybody, then, you know, then I guess that's when everyone can finally decide on whether it was a good move or not, you know, for everybody, you know, because right now is obviously good move for him because his pockets got a lot bigger. Not that they weren't already big, but you know what I'm saying. So now, like I said, it just really depends on what he's talking about actions. So what are the actions that he plans on doing that's going to help everybody, you know, and show that the NFL is a lot more inclusive than they once were back in the day. Correct.
And only time will tell. We're all, you know, everyone's making speculations and things. We could be dead wrong. He could be for money.
Yeah,
anyone
exactly.
could. But I also think that, you know, I was speaking to somebody in my job, and he made a good point, and someone else did that. We can't put the entire hopes of the black community on one person. We can't put that on just on Colin and Jay. It's a collective effort, and we as black people are very self-destructive. So I think if we're going to make this change, we can't rely on any people with money or power, privilege, or the platform. We need to also look within ourselves to make this change as well.
100%. I mean, we've never really been able to look at anybody with money to change things for the better for everybody. That's just in history in general. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like we looked at Obama like that, though. I mean, granted, he was a president of the
United States, so like that was his job. You know, I'm saying, like, looking for like millionaires, billionaires, like hoping like, yo, can you please help us out? Like, and they could either be like, yeah, I'll help you out, or no. You know what I'm saying? But if the mass, like the group, is a lot more powerful than the individual, you know, and I just think that if we understand that and actually start to take action, we could change a lot. But a lot of people just want to be up for themselves and are selfish in that. And I'm not trying to knock anybody, because I've been a victim of it. You've been a victim. Everyone's done it. You know what I'm saying? But I think once we learn that we can come together and us being a group and, you know, working towards the same goal can do so much. That's when changes really happen. So yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of look at it right now as like, look, we're all just kind of hoping Jay-Z, you know, helps us out, you know. But I do know when Kaepernick, when it was first going on, when he knelt and everyone was like freaking out, and, you know, a lot of the African Americans were saying like, well, I'm just not gonna watch the NFL. You know, I'm just not gonna watch those games because we give them so much money already. Like, one thing that we can do to really hurt them is to boycott and not watch the NFL. I don't know anyone that's done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard about it, but I know plenty of people who still watch football games like and watch it faithfully. So it's like, you know, the idea is good, but it doesn't mean anything if one person's doing it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we as a whole, like you said, we should stop looking at these people that have money to be the ones that are going to change, and we should look within ourselves and just figure out what we need to do as a group to make change happen. You know, because I mean, that's been going on throughout. Look at Hong Kong right now. Like, they're clearly it's them against China.
It's an ugly situation.
But it's the mass. There's so many people that are involved. Everyone, the whole world's watching them. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing so much right now because it's so many of them, and they all feel so strongly about that topic and that point, and they want that to change. Now, imagine if it's just one person walking down the street with a sign. No one would care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't do anything. But because there's so many of them, and they all agree on this topic, and they all want to change for the better, they are all acting, and they're all really making a difference. And I think that's what, if we really want to make a difference in society, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter whether it's injustice or teachers getting paid more or whatever the cause is, we really need to understand that if we really want to make change, that we have to come together as a group and stop trying to be the individual that changes everything, and understand that if we work together, we can do so much more.
One thing, again, I was talking to someone on my manager, and he's made a good point to say, you know, we are the league. It's really professional sports are dominated by African Americans.
Oh, yeah.
And if we really,
maybe other than golf.
Yeah, other than golf and hockey.
Yeah.
And baseball.
And lacrosse. No, but baseball has, I mean, because you
Dominican.
Americans, Dominican.
Okay, valid.
A lot of minorities. People of color. People of color.
Okay, very, very, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You know, he made a point to say if everyone was so gung-ho about, you know, forget the NFL and this, every single one of those players that are a person of color could walk off a team and quit and probably start their own league if they could. Granted, that's a ridiculous amount of money and time. It's a lot harder than what people think. It's great on paper.
Yeah.
But if they were all to literally strike and not play, the NFL will fall in like weeks.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be ideal.
But at the same time, these dudes have been working their entire life. If I work for something my entire life, like my only goal is make it to the NFL, and I get here and it asks me to quit, I understand that a lot of things are more important than me, and there's a bigger picture. But I had blood, sweat, and tears and years of my life just to get to this point. Are you really going to give that up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame people who didn't. I mean, because you clearly saw not everyone was kneeling when that was going on. So it's like some people, you know, didn't want to put their jobs up for stake just because, you know, like they may agree with like, oh, I agree with what you're doing, but like I still want my money.
Correct.
You know, and you could say what you want about it, but I mean, one, if it's millions of dollars at stake, and like you said, you've worked your entire life to get to this point, is that something that you're willing to give up? You know, and yeah, obviously, and they weren't willing, and I'm guarantee a lot of people wouldn't be willing to do that either. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't sit here and say that I would be like, oh yeah, I'll give my millions up. You know, I don't know. You know, it was something that I would really have to think about. You know, and I'm sure other people would have to as well. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on if you want to give up what you've worked so hard for, and then the luxury and the money and all that stuff just to prove a point. You know, like, is that something that a lot of people want to do? And that's what I'm saying again with the whole, and that kind of ties into what I was just saying with if you work as a whole, as a group, if they were all to withdraw and then try to start their own league or do something like that, then they probably could have done something, you know, or at least had the NFL start making major changes, you know, but they didn't do that. And it was just Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed and a few others that were kneeling. And like, yeah, the news was looking at it, but one, it got twisted way out of proportion of what the actual kneeling was meant for to begin with. And also it's like, okay, we only got so many people that are doing it, so it's obviously not that big of a deal, you know. But if it was all the African American players doing it, you would have to do something. Yep. You would have to do something, you know. 100%.
So again, just to wrap up my thoughts, I think it's a dope move. I think you have to make change from the inside, you know. And again, it's hard to sit here, and that's why we have so much respect for Cap, because not only was it money involved, it's a passion. People do things that they love, even though they know they're gonna make a lot of money because they love it. These dudes love football. They've been playing it their whole life, and now they got the opportunity to do it at the highest level. It's hard to give up. So
yeah.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna take another ad break. We will be right back. Thank you so much. All right, guys, welcome back to 101.5 WLCB ISD here in Round Lake Heights, Illinois. You're here with Devonn
and Pierce.
Alrighty, guys, how you doing today, bro? I already asked you that.
Yeah,
I forgot what I was gonna say, so I just threw that in there. Oh man! All right, guys. Next thing we got, Hong Kong. This situation is absolutely crazy. If you've seen the videos online, just in terms of what exactly is going on, it's absolutely nuts. Now, if you notice, bro, I'm gonna jump a little bit. I wrote the notes out of order.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on essentially? There's a big protest going on in Hong Kong right now. The reason why is because Hong Kong practices judicial independence, which is essentially giving power to the judiciary court part of government without the influence from others. It prevents executive and legislative encroachment upon the rights of the people. That's a big word. Now, with that being said, Hong Kong is trying to make a bill to reverse that, and everyone is protesting that. Now, the issue with this is that everyone is protesting that is deemed a criminal, including human civil rights activists and political descendants, and those who pose a threat to the community's party.
Yeah.
If you've seen the videos and you see what's going on, it is absolutely crazy. I remember there's a video. I don't know if it was an airport or a train station. This cop was like all over this woman was like harassing her all over, and like five dudes came over. One punched him in the face, took the baton, whacked him with it. They like jumped this cop. It was crazy.
Yeah, bro. I just saw a video today on Twitter, Facebook, it was everywhere. But I mean, it was like when cops and protesters met, and there was batons being swung. Dude had bats that were hitting cops. It was crazy. But I mean, I can see how it gets to that point, you know. And you obviously got to protect yourself. But I mean, it's just such a crazy situation that's going on over there, and I really hope the best for the Hong Kongers. Is that what they would be called? The
citizens of Hong Kong. I don't know Hong Kongers.
Hong
Kongians? Like Chicagoans.
Yeah. Hong Kongians?
Sure.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That might be wrong.
Probably.
But
anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really do wish nothing but the best for them. It's a really messed up situation that's going on, and they have like 5 demands. I have a couple of notes on these, but like they're demanding 5 things. It's basically for the leader or to withdraw the bill, for leader Carrie Lam to step down, an inquiry into police brutality, for those who have been arrested to be released, and greater democratic freedoms. So those are the 5 things that they want. And China's obviously like, no, can't do that. Sorry, you know. Which right. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy. I couldn't imagine being in a situation like that. I guess apparently a lot of Hong Kong or people from Hong Kong don't really consider themselves as Chinese citizens because they weren't part of China until like what 92. Because Britain,
you know better than me.
Yeah, I think I have it written down here. Okay, 97. China was handed Hong Kong in 1997 by Britain.
That's young.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's not like they've been a part of them forever. So I can imagine, like, if I was born in 96, you feel me? So I was technically born, would I be a British citizen? I don't know.
And Hong Kong are the same age.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So I could definitely see how China's coming in here like, yeah, no, you're a part of us now. We're going to take over. And they're like, no. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's a lot more serious than that. But, I don't know, man. It's sad. It's nuts. I really hope. I really, really, really hope China doesn't go on another June 4th, 1989, the Tiananmen massacre, square massacre. Ooh. Yeah. I could have gotten the month. I know it was 89. I could have gotten the month wrong, but yeah, basically it was not necessarily the same thing, but China basically like mowed down a bunch of protesters. And there's a picture of it. Have you ever seen the picture of the guy, the one guy standing in front of a line of tanks?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Wow. That's it. But that picture doesn't even do it justice because behind all that is bodies, is laying in the street.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I mean, what they did to them to get rid of the bodies is a lot more graphic. I'm not gonna explain it in detail on air, but you can definitely do the research if you want to. But I mean, they've done this before, and what's the crazy thing is they deny that ever happened. They deny it ever happened. You can't even go over there and speak on it because they will get you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
it's crazy.
I'm just worried that something like that's going to happen again. But at this time, they can't just get away with it so easily. Not that they did before, but they kind of did because nothing really happened to them. But the whole world is watching. Like literally, the whole world is watching. People from Hong Kong, they're able to, they have internet access, so they can still do, communicate, tweet, Facebook, whatever, so they can get their voices out and show what's really going on. It's not our word versus the government, and the government has all the footage, so they can put whatever they want out. It's like, no, we can record this on our phone. Like we can easily show the police beating this woman or doing this. And you saw that they were taking down. I don't know if you did, but I saw a video the other day of them taking down face scanning poles.
Oh no, I did not see that.
Yeah, they were cutting them down. So basically, they were just poles that would just just scan the audience. And this is not just during the protests, but this is before that was going on. These were here.
I did see that. I thought it was a telephone pole.
No, those were like facial recognition poles.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were cutting
that's
down
crazy.
So people in the protest wouldn't be found out, I guess.
That is
which is crazy,
nuts,
right?
bro.
That's nuts. That's just like some dystopian future type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like iRobot type stuff.
Yeah, for real. And the crazy thing is, there's probably stuff like that going around on here too. It's probably going on here too that we just don't know about. But I'm really happy that Hong Kong isn't just laying down and letting it happen. I'm glad they're really definitely fighting back and at least making it as hard as possible. And I hope that they succeed in what they're doing. They have nothing but my support. I don't really know how I can help the situation though. If there was a way for me to help, I would. Obviously I can't just fly over there, and join, but I mean, I don't know what the donations would be. If someone knows, please let us know. I would love to do something for them. But yeah, this needs to stay in the news. This cannot be forgotten about. These people need our help in any way they can, and they have nothing but my support.
Absolutely. Same on this side of the table. I think that it's important to speak up for your rights. It just sucks when violence gets involved. And if you guys listen to us faithfully, a while ago, us and Jordan had a very good conversation about, protesting and things like that. And
that was a while ago.
It was a very long time ago. We had a conversation about protesting, and we were kind of on the fence about what kind of protest is effective. Is it a violent protest? Is it a peaceful protest? Which one's more effective? But we look at the protests, for example, Rodney King riots, Ferguson. The purpose of protest is to bring light to something and for it to stop, to my assuming. But, you look at Rodney King, you look at Ferguson, the things that they were fighting for are still happening. So was it really worth it? All the violence and destruction?
And you could even argue that, sorry for cutting you off, you could even argue that, like, riots like that, and I understand, like I was just saying the other day, I saw this video of the cops and the protesters in Hong Kong. They were, like, almost fighting each other. So, like, obviously you're going to have confrontation, but then you have protests like the Rodney King riots where you had people, I'm sure, I know for a fact some people weren't even rioting to make a statement. They were just like, I can go in here and get this, break into the store and do that. So, I mean, when stuff like that goes on, you're going to have people that are also joining in these riots and they don't care what the cause is. They just either want to cause more chaos. It's just an excuse for them to break in somewhere and steal stuff, So they're causing more damage. They could be causing all this damage and have nothing to do with the protests at all. And then, all the news media outlets are looking at that as like, look at what these protesters did, when it's like, bro, that dude was just there just because he knew he can get some free stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think that plays a big role in it too. When protests like these get out of hand, is that you probably have a lot of people that are joining in on them just to cause chaos and just to kind of have like a free pass to just do stuff. So there's I think you got to think about that as well. But yeah, I think it really depends on what type of protest. It depends on the topic, what's being protested, and then what type of protest really is needed. Because obviously I'm all for peaceful protests. I don't want anybody to get hurt
100%.
On either side. But I'm sure at some times it comes down to like it can't be peaceful anymore.
Unfortunately, and these people, not to cut you off, in Hong Kong, actually, majority of them are defending themselves.
100%. Yeah, they're not over here fighting people.
Wilding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. It's crazy. Like, there's been cases like where these, like, I think they're called like white shirts, but they're like police officers, but they're in like white t-shirts and like scarves over their faces, and they're like beating the protesters. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just crazy. They definitely are defending themselves. I don't know. I've seen this a lot of videos of just the chaos over there, and I'm no expert whatsoever in what's happening. But from what I've seen, it looks like the protesters are, they're not trying to hurt anybody or anything at all. They're just trying to protect themselves. I've seen pictures of kids that are in school still studying on the side of the street. Because they have life going on. They can't just sit and protest. Like, there's other things that are happening, and a lot of these people aren't just violent. But at the end of the day, this is the type of protest where this is like their lives are at stake. Like, does anybody really want to be under a government like that?
Right.
No, I wouldn't. I know that for a fact.
100%.
So I can only imagine if our government was getting to that point, like, and I knew there was protests going on, I'm in there, because I want to show that there's plenty of people that are oppose that, and that's what they're trying to do.
Definitely. So,
and so I think, I'm sorry again, but
I do think, please.
I think that the protests, or at least the type of protest that's happening right now over there, is what's definitely needed. I just hope that it doesn't escalate to militarization of the police force, and then casualties being piled up. I really hope that doesn't get to that point. It shouldn't, but you really don't
life
know
is like a movie sometimes, bro. The crazy stuff that you see, you like, is this really real life? Like, it's so bad. Even the media's in a hush. The media is on silence. It did the same thing in Sudan to help not get the word out. But like you said, with the advent of social media and the phones and everything, you can't keep this quiet.
I'm getting most of the news off of Twitter or Facebook, Instagram. Like, I don't really see the news talking about it, which is crazy. I mean, apparently I'm hearing like Google is in trouble for like not taking away like pro-China like propaganda. It was this crazy stuff. Like, there's companies involved. Some are supporting Hong Kong, some are supporting China. It really is crazy, bro. I don't even know. I don't know what the end game is gonna be like, because I feel like it just can't be a peaceful like, okay, now we're done. You know, like, but I mean, that'd be awesome if it could, and I hope it can get to that point. But I don't know what the end game is, you know. But whatever it is, I do hope that the people of Hong Kong are victorious. You know, I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like that's really the only word I can bring up right now. But I definitely hope that they succeed in what they're trying to do. You know, because these are their lives at stake.
Definitely. So prayers out to everyone in Hong Kong, guys. Real quick, we're gonna play a song. It's called Wells Fargo off Revenge of the Dreamers 3. After that, we will be right back. Thank you so much. Welcome back to 100.5 WLCB. You listen to ISD here in Round Lake Heights, Illinois, here with Devonn
And Pierce.
Alrighty, guys. Again, big shout out to our whole 6 or 7 listeners that are listening.
Yeah, shout out, man.
That's the highest number I think I've ever seen this at. Whoever you are, thank you guys so much.
Spread the word, please.
Yeah, go keep spreading the word, please.
Snapchats or something, post it.
Do something, man. Snapchats or Tumblr or
please, we're desperate.
Or Pinterest, please. All right, guys. Next we got we're gonna talk about the Amazon forest. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this situation, the Amazon forest is burning, and it's actually extremely sad. Why don't you go a little bit into that for me, Pierce?
Oh, the Amazon forest. Well, basically, it's on fire. I guess it's not even just a natural fire. Like, the farmers have set it on fire. You know, and Bolsonaro, is that the president's name?
Correct.
Yeah, he's just not doing anything about it. Like, they're not fighting it at all, and it wasn't even in the news. Like, just recently, this past week, I just saw a bunch of celebrities pretty much just start posting about it, just so they can get people to know about it, you know, because obviously they have a lot of reach and a lot of followers, so they're posting about it, but you're not seeing it on the news at all. You're not seeing anything really be done about it. But what kind of hurts me is, like, what do we really do? You know, like, what can we do that from over here? You know, because obviously, I mean, if you're over there, I guess you could do something. You could try to fight the fires, you know, and stuff like that. But, like, from just so far away, like, can all we do is watch it happen and hope that something is done about it? I don't know. I do know that Leonardo DiCaprio, he donated like $5 million, or like his group donated like $5 million to like help combat it. So, I mean, that's something that can be done, and hopefully that kind of sparks a lot of other people that have the money to kind of actually make a difference to start donating to, whether it's charities or companies that can't actually fight the fire over there. But yeah, it's just a really terrible situation, and a very selfish actions by the farmers over there, the government, by doing that. I believe it's just to clear trees for cattle raising. Correct. Which is horrible for the environment. Like, that's so bad for the environment.
Trash.
I mean, and then you're burning the Amazon rainforest, which is the lungs of the earth. That's literally what it's called. And it's all for greed, you know. And I don't know. I can't see how people can justify that. Like, I'm sure that those people have children that are going to grow up in the world that is going to be affected by climate change.
It's going to be ugly.
You know what I'm saying?
Our kids probably, or our grandkids.
We are going to be affected. Our kids, grandkids, their grandkids. Like, this is
what's going to be left.
Change the earth forever.
Yeah.
You know, unless things are being done about it. And right now, it seems like every time something good happens, something worse happens just to combat that. You know, like, it's like, man, like, when are we going to understand that we need to start taking care of the earth? You know, like, this is what we live on. You feel me? Like, you wouldn't do this to your crib. You wouldn't do this to your house. Like, you wouldn't just trash your house, burn your house down, and for no reason. It's like, well, I don't care. Like, no, you would care because you live there. So why would you not treat the earth the same way?
Right.
You know?
100%. And it's sad, to tell you the truth, to realize that, you know, it's just like being at home and dirtying up your house. You still got to live there. You know, I could take a few socks on the floor, maybe a plate. You know what I'm saying? I'm no holy dude, but, you know, when you got rats and your house is just disgusting, there's no way to live in it. You got to look at the earth the same way. You got to take care of it just the same way you take care of your car, take care of your house. We have to live here. We take it for granted because it doesn't go anywhere, and nobody's going to evict us from the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No one's going to evict us, but if we keep this up, the earth is going to...
I mean, we're going to evict ourselves.
Correct. Man. We're not going to be sustainable. The earth's not going anywhere. It's us.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean, the earth's... Obviously, there's been plenty of mass extinctions throughout Earth's history, you know, and we're in the middle of one right now. The greatest one, I think, from what I've been reading. And it may not seem like it right now to us because, you know, we're in America. It's a very, very, very wealthy nation. We're able to pay for certain things and kind of just like masks things for right now. But just imagine all the poorer countries in the world, You know, like what about the people that are living in Brazil? You know, or the people that are, you know, in Africa, the lower developed nations and stuff like that, or just anywhere Central America, anywhere that's not as wealthy as like the regular just first world countries. You know, they can't just throw money at it and fix it for now. Like if a flood happens, like it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't just pay to get, you know, rebuild the houses and to get the water out of there and, you know, repave the streets and stuff like that. Like they're gonna have to deal with that, you know. So it's global warming is already affecting the poorer countries, the poorer people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just there's gonna be a point in time where money isn't gonna be able to mask the terrors anymore.
Correct.
You feel me? And at that point, if we let it get to that point where money doesn't do anything, then what do we do? It's kind of like, oh well, too late. You know, like hopefully you don't die from a natural disaster or air quality being horrible or whatever the case is.
Correct. It's very sad. Just some quick facts for you guys. As Pierce said, the underlying reason is our meat consumption. Around 20% of the world's meat consumption comes from Brazil, according to the U.S. Food Department of Agriculture. That's absolutely crazy. And that's already happening, for one. That's a crazy statistic. But the fact that the president gave everyone pretty much open season to cut down and burn everything. It's already the dry season down there. So there are going to be little fires here and there that are nicked. That happens all the time. But the fact that essentially setting it on fire and killing it all is absolutely crazy.
I did see it was raining there the other day, though, which is good.
That's beautiful.
But
that's,
I mean...
right. And, you know, beyond that, you know, a lot of animals live there. It's home to a lot of ridiculously endangered wildlife and a lot of really rare animals that live there and a part of our ecosystem. We need them just as much as they need us. Well, really, they didn't really need us because everything was cool.
Need them.
Yeah, there you go.
Them.
Everything was cool before we got here, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
In all honesty. So, you know, we're disturbing their home, their habitat. That's not fair to them. And then when they fight back, they're hunted and killed and poached and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But it's just like we were here.
But the thing is, we would do the exact same thing. If someone comes into your home and tries to rob you, this and that, like if you have the means to fight back, you're gonna do it.
Correct.
So why do we look at them any different, or why do we even kill them? Because they're fighting to protect their home that we are invading because we want to raise more cattle or you know, mine or, you know, drill or just anything that's gonna hurt the earth more. You know,
gain money.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and it's just. And man, it's so frustrating, bro.
It is, bro.
Because it honestly feels like it's. And the thing is, it's not the individuals that are doing this. Maybe for that, because the farmers are setting it on fire. But like, I'm not going out back in my backyard and drilling a hole to get oil. You feel me?
That'd be really stupid.
That'd be crazy. One, I mean, I make money if I got it.
Right.
Like the thing is, like the individual isn't making the huge impact. It's the companies that are. It's the huge companies that are, you know, drilling thousands and thousands and thousands of feet into the earth for oil and mining and cutting trees down and raising cattle. It's these huge corporations that are doing it. And a lot of the times I feel like they try to push it on the individual. You know, it's like, it's not our fault, it's yours.
Correct. And
you know?
sorry to cut you off. That
good.
Brings to our next point. You know, and bring it up to fix the issue, what we can do. One of my closest friends, shout out to Chantel, she's vegetarian. And I was bringing this up with her today, and she's like, you know, that's why everyone should be vegetarian. But I counter back, and I read this, that you don't have to stop eating meat to support this, because you can just eat less meat. That could help. You know, someone stop eating meat together, someone eating less meat is going to help in the same way, essentially. It's not really going to make that big of a difference in the margin. It's great that you want to do that, and it's a great message, but some people like are conflicted that they eat meat. But like for me personally, for example, I was conflicted, like, man, this is really crazy that's going on, but I eat meat all the time.
Every day,
so
every meal.
You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
Pretty much. So it's just like, do I stop eating meat? But there are other ways to fix the situation besides having to compromise on something that I love so much. Yeah. Granted, I don't want to hurt anything. I don't want to make anything any worse, you know, but I know there are other ways that I can help.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. And first of all, like, we definitely can lower our meat consumption.
Oh, 100%.
We don't necessarily have to be vegetarians or vegans, but
especially not vegan. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy.
Shout out to whoever's doing that, though, because that's crazy.
That's hard.
I bet
that's
you're
hard.
super healthy.
Not for me.
Yeah. But like, I mean, the way America, at least in North America, the way we consume, or like should say the United States, the way United States consumes,
we're the fattest country in the world. I think. I know. Back in like
we're like
school,
top 3, top 5,
100%.
5, 3. You know what I mean? But like
Popeye chicken sandwiches.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like that's getting pushed. And the thing is like the way we consume meat is just so crazy. We eat so much more than we need to. Like just so much more than we need to. Especially when it comes to meat. You know, like we're not even supposed to eat a lot of meat. Like we can maybe have a little bit, but we're supposed to, you know, plants, veggies, fruits, that should be the main, nuts and stuff like that. That should be the main source of where we're getting our food from and our protein and our vitamins and all that stuff from. But there's no reason why, and and I'm a victim of this yesterday. Like, I was at B-Dubs, I was working, and I got a burger, I got a double burger with bacon. Like, that's all. I didn't need that.
Sounds delicious.
It was fine. It was all right. But I mean, the bun was a little not as fresh as I wanted it to be. But I digress. But like, we didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, shouts out to my mom.
Mom.
She just cooked an amazing meal the other day with the whole chicken, and it was like marinated and it was slow cooked. It was fire, and I'm about to go bang when I go home.
Yeah.
But I don't need to eat as much as I'm probably going to eat when I get to the crib. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
we're about to go work out, so I think so.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe. But like, we don't need to eat as much as we do, especially when it comes to meat. Like, we eat so much more meat than we need, but the thing is, the way it's not just our personal, like, oh well, I just want to eat more meat. It's like, you got to think about, again, like, the companies that are making profit off of us eating more and more meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're pushing that. You feel me? So like, they don't really care if it's not good for us. They're like, well, the more meat you eat, the more money I get. So yeah, now I'm gonna make an ad saying this is why you should eat more meat, or you should have more meat, this or this and that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's what I was kind of ties back to the point I was making before, where it's not the individual, it's the companies that are going to be making the biggest difference. And I feel like a lot of the times the companies try to put the blame on the individual as to why the earth is becoming what it is today. Just so they don't have to take blame, just so they can keep making profits.
And it's a very good job, bro. It's a very, very, very strong point. Another thing that, like I said, the Amazon are the lungs of the earth. Yeah. By burning the Amazon, you're going to release all that carbon dioxide, which trees burns down, and all that will be released straight into the air, straight into the ozone, just all at once. And the Amazon rainforest is huge. It's absolutely gigantic. So when you do something like that, it has a big effect on the globe, guys. Just please pray for the Amazon, guys. We're going to make sure to make a difference. We're going to go into a break, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors.
You need some water?
No, sir. Thank you. A new venue featuring jazz, blues, and folk music has arrived, the Good Men Club in Mundelein, Illinois. The club accommodates 100 patrons. The seating, lighting, and acoustics were created for those who love listening to music in a live setting. Ticket information and performance schedules are available at goodmenclubjazz.com. Again, that's goodmenclubjazz.com, or their phone number at 224-475-1747. The Good Club in Mundelein. It's happening. We got some word from our sponsors, guys, so we'll be right back. Thank you.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, man. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
I completely feel you on that, bro. Welcome back to 101.5 WOCB. You're listening to ISD in School Detention. You're here with Devonn
and Pierce.
Alrighty, guys. Next thing we got up, really quick, guys. Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
That is a very sad situation, bro.
Yeah, man.
Very sad. It kind of breaks.
I mean, I'm a Bears fan, so like, not too sad, but like, it is very sad to see someone go down, have to basically like forced into retirement.
Correct, guys. If you don't know who Andrew Luck is, he's a former quarterback. Wow, that's crazy to say. Former NFL quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He's touted as one of the best prospects ever. I'm not gonna lie, he's a man. When he's healthy, he is cold.
Yeah, he was a dog.
But unfortunately, due to consistent injuries, he had a torn labrum. He had concussions. He had a lacerated spleen. Like what?
I think
he tore an abdominal muscle. He went through so much, and just due to the mental anguish and all that kind of things that he went through in this healing process, and not really playing all like that, he called it quits after 7 seasons. Andrew Luck is young. Believe he's still in the 30. Plenty of playing time left. If he was
29, I believe. 29.
This is really young to retire for a career. The part that bothers me is not the fact he retired because he was hurt. I completely understand that, because at one point in time you say, is my body really going to fit enough to do this? I understand him wanting to retire. My issue with it is the fact the way that the Colts fans treated him. That was grimy.
Yeah, man.
That was super dirty.
Yeah.
As Andrew Luck was walking,
not all Colts fans though. Definitely not all of them. But I mean, in the stadium, yeah, definitely.
That was grimy, bro.
Super grimy.
Like, as he's walking off the field, they get to booing him because they find out he retired. It's just like, yo, this man. If you look at the stats, this man threw for over 26,000 yards over 7 seasons and hurt.
4 Pro Bowls, 4 playoff appearances, 4
wins, and over 100 touchdowns.
Yeah, like he was a dog. If he didn't get injured as much as he was, he might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
He'd be in the top 5
easily.
Top 3, Pat, Drew Brees, Pat Mahomes, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. A healthy Andrew Luck, definitely. Right away. So it really sucks. There's 2 things that come to mind when I think the situation. One is that, when do you know when to give up or toss in the towel? When do you know is when it's too much? And it really sucks how you do something for somebody, or you're doing somebody, and people take you for granted for it. And when you're not doing what they want, they're ready to throw you in the trash.
I actually saw a post by Uncle Sharp on Instagram. And it was about Andrew Luck, and he said that his grandma always said that a fan only blows when you're hot. Which I was like, wow.
That's a bar.
Yeah, right, for real though. But I mean, it makes sense, like, because when he was throwing all those touchdowns and winning those games, like, everyone was cheering for him. But the minute he decides to retire for his own well-being, they start booing him. Like, are you serious right now? And he's getting nothing but support from all athletes out there. I haven't seen one negative post about him. The only people I see ever talking bad about it is the fans, and really just Colt fans. Like, even other fans from other teams I've seen, just from people commenting, it's like, like, this guy did so much for you, and he literally, beat his body up, tore his body up, played when he shouldn't have been playing, injected numbing stuff in his shoulder just so he could throw the ball, because that's how much the game meant to him, and that's how much he wanted to help the team and the town, and you're gonna boo him for that? Really
grimy, bro.
Grimy. The Colts organization looks so bad right now.
Terrible,
so bad.
Dude.
Man. I can't help. I'm sorry, but I can't help but think how different it would be if he got drafted to a different team with a better O-line.
Straight up, because that's another thing. Indianapolis, they never really fixed it. They always, you see them, you hear about the free agency moves, wide receivers, running backs, maybe some defenses, but never really any big offensive line moves.
Yeah, especially when you got a quarterback like that.
Yeah,
who's been injured by the lack of an O-line already. So you think you'd want to do everything you can to protect the man, but no, man, that he was getting hit constantly.
That man got dogged. And I saw a video on Twitter. Every time he got hit, he was like, "Good hit, big man."
Yeah, like he was a true sportsman. Like he never talked bad about him. I don't know the guy personally. I never played with him, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, he's just professional. He's a professional through and through. And it is really sad to see how those Colts fans in that stadium treated him that day by booing him. If anything, it should have been given a round of applause, standing ovation, just for everything that he's sacrificed, because he sacrificed a lot, and man, and he was even saying, like, this isn't something that he wanted to do, but just the 4 years of pain, surgery, rehab for 4 consecutive years just so he can play. I mean, he said it took the enjoyment of the game out of it for him, which I could see. You know, like if you're constantly injured and you're just always, you know, numbing yourself and taking, you know, just pills just so you can play the game to get through one game, is like, at what point do you still enjoy it? You know, are you still excited to get on the field every single day, knowing like, man, you know, I hope I don't, you know, break a collarbone. I hope my other side of my abdominals don't tear. You know, it's like you just never know. So I don't blame him whatsoever. I really don't. It sucks to see, you know, just as a fan of the sports in general, you know, it really sucks to see a great player like that have to just be forced out by injuries.
Yeah, man.
Never want to see it.
Yeah, especially someone who had their max potential. We always talk about what ifs in sports.
He's gonna be a big one.
Oh, big one. You know, with Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Brandon Roy, Yao Ming for sure. T-Mac for sure. Well, I don't even count T-Mac as a what if because he's in the Hall of Fame, but he definitely could have had a bigger career. But
he definitely could have had a bigger.
But you know, back to it. Yeah, this is absolutely sad to see, and the fact that football is literally one of the most dangerous sports on the planet, if not the most dangerous sport on the planet. Look at all the injuries and things that can happen. So granted, they have protective gear, but some of it makes worse, especially if they use their helmets as weapons, which is what they're not supposed to be doing, but still happens.
I mean, they're trying to make rules to kind of prevent it, but obviously it still happens. I mean, it's football. You can't, you know,
Correct.
things happen.
Correct. So, man, big prayer out to Andrew Luck, man. Best of luck to you going forward, and please don't let these people shake you, bro. Like, that was absolutely terrible. It's just hard to gauge when to give up really with anything. You know, relationships, jobs, you trying to become a rapper, go to professional sports leagues. Like, when do you find a sign? Like, are you going to continue to be that 40-year-old rapper who's still trying to make it, but you haven't made it in the past 20 years?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's, you know, I feel like you never really have to give up on your dream because you can still make music. You
got to prioritize it.
Music. You can still coach football. You can still play in, like, you know, leagues and stuff like that. It may not be professional. You know, you may not be the biggest rapper in the game, you know, but you can still do what you love to do, you know. But, you know, I feel like at sometimes, though, you just got to kind of come to terms on it. Not everyone's going to be the greatest of what they're doing. Not everyone's going to be, you know, the Michael Jordan. You know, not everyone's going to be the Tom Brady. You feel me? It's someone, you know, some people aren't going to get to that level, you know, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on what you like to do and enjoy doing, you know. And I feel like a lot of times people get discouraged just because they're, you know, the first couple times they're trying something, or even for the first year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years that they're doing something and they're not at the level of, oh man, like, you know, I want to produce, but I'm not on Metro's level, you know what I'm saying? Or I want to act, but I'm not on Leo DeCap's level, you know. And it's just like, well, yo, like, you got to keep working, and two, like, you got to understand, like, not everyone is going to get to that level, but as long as you keep working hard and doing what you need to do and doing what you love, because that's why you should be doing it anyway, because you love it. You feel me? So you don't really ever have to stop. It just depends on, you know, what you were in it for. If you're in it for the fame and the money and this and that, then you're probably going to get really discouraged and quit. And, you know, then at that point, you're not really doing it for you're not doing it for the right reasons. You feel me?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. So, again, big shout out to Andrew Luck, man. Please keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're gonna do, and we greatly appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, man. Next thing we got, I had a really super dope experience the other day. I went. It's actually a few Saturdays ago. I went up to I was with my boy Jordan. He actually let me visit his job at a recording studio.
Dope.
And honestly, bro, that was a super dope experience. And it really kind of reminded me, when you brought up Columbia, it reminded me of that. When you're just around a bunch of creative people.
Yeah.
I met a bunch of super dope people there, artists, actors. It was just really cool, laid back, chill environment. I imagine it to be like, you ever seen an episode of The Boondocks with Gangstalicious?
Yeah.
When they're in the recording studio, when he plays the crazy beat.
Oh,
and everybody's nodding their head. It's like a beat test. It's like, yo, you think this trash? Get out before we kill you. Whoop you out the bed. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. It was a really dope experience. And the reason why I bring that up is because I just want to talk about the power of being in the creative environment and going where you're accepted and you're loved and not trying to fit anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that life is one of the biggest teachers that we could ever have. Probably the best teacher you're ever going to get in terms of experiences and stuff like that. So while I do support people going to school, I think that school is a scam to a certain extent. I think if you're going for the right reasons, and if you find out what you want to go for, it's definitely down to go for. But life experiences and things like that, internships, don't substitute for what life can teach you.
Yeah, I agree. I still think everyone should strive to educate themselves. You know, education doesn't stop at high school. It doesn't necessarily have to be college education, but you should always strive to learn more every single day. It doesn't really matter what it is. But yeah, I mean, sometimes college is a route, and for everyone that is in college and, you know, going that route, like, it's definitely not a knock on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I know I'm still getting my degree. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely not something that's necessary to be successful. And it depends on what you want to do. You know, like, if you want to be a lawyer, then yeah, you're probably going to have to, you know, go to school for that, or a doctor. Like, there's obvious things, you know, but, like, you don't have to have a degree in music theory to become an artist. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a theater degree to become an actor. You know, like, there's certain things, like, it's just really depends on how hard you work and how hard you push, and, you know, what you do to better yourself. You know, like, you got to constantly keep working and constantly look to see what you can improve on. And if you keep doing that, then success will come. You know, you got to be positive about it. And school, a lot of times, yeah, school can be a little scamish, you know, especially with just how expensive everything is. You know, books being $200-$400, and all you're using it is for an access code, you know, or you buy a $300 book that's a requirement to be in the class, and you look in it twice throughout the whole semester, and you're like, oh, what was the point of me getting this? You know? So yeah, I mean, I could see why a lot of people kind of speak against it, but I also understand why a lot of people say it's necessary. I mean, I guess it really depends on what you want to do in life, you know, but definitely don't feel discouraged if that's not what you want to do. You know, everyone's path is different, and you shouldn't ever model your life or model your success or model your path into where you want to go on someone else's. You know, like, if you want to be an artist and you're looking at Lil Nas X, how old is the dude? Like 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? He blew as a teenager. You feel me? Just because you're 25 and hasn't popped yet doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the majority of people that we're looking at that are super, super successful didn't blow until they were older anyway. I mean, I think Jay-Z's first album was when he was like 26.
Cole was rapping for like 10 years before he finally got his debut.
That's what I'm saying, man. He went to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
St. John's.
Same thing. So it's like, a lot of these people that we're looking up to, like, they put in the time and the work, and just because you see a couple young kids blowing up doesn't really mean anything. And also, you got to understand, like, the faster you blow up, I'd imagine that the easier it is for you to fall off, you know, because you could easily blow up off just because you were on a wave. You feel me? And once that wave's over with, like, unless you can adapt or you truly are good at what you're doing, like, your time's going to be up, you know? So just definitely don't get discouraged at all just because you may not be getting to where you want to as fast as some other people, because it definitely can be an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So just keep at it. Just keep at it. If you really love what you're doing, keep at it.
Definitely, man. 100% agree. So, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got another song coming up. We are going to play Oprah off of Rhapsody's new album, Eve. We will be right back. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Welcome back to 101.5 WLCB. You're listening to ISD here with Devonn.
And Pierce.
Oh, man. The show's been going great today, guys. I'm really excited. We're going to go work out later. You know what I had earlier today? Noodles & Co.
I haven't had that in like a year and a half.
It's still good. I got the barbecue one. I felt kind of bad about that because it was super heavy in my stomach. But I think next time I'll get one with tofu in it. I actually don't really mess with tofu like that, but my partner got some tofu. It was smacking.
I'm not a tofu guy. I've had it before. I mean, I guess I know there's like there's different textures and like firmness to them. So like, I think I had mine in like a soup. So I think mine was like pretty like mushy. But like, if you could probably get it, I guess, more firm if you want to like chew or like fry it and stuff like that. So I guess it depends. I'd have to go somewhere where they like prepare it, you know, like, and they're used to it, so I could really give an opinion. But yeah, I don't really eat it like that. But when I would go to Noodles & Company, I'd get the cavatappi pasta with the pesto, and some like what I think it's like Parmesan crusted chicken. Is that, I don't even, like I said, I haven't been there in a minute. But it was pretty flame. They're decent though for a nice little, if you want like some noodles. You feel me? But I don't know I don't know, man. They're all right.
I liked it. So, this is, you know who Desmond Howard is? Did you see what happened earlier this week when he was on college football game day?
No.
Oh man. So, and this is it's a good point to talk about in my eyes because it talks about how sensitive we are. Here in society. There's a Dave Chappelle skit with Wayne Brady,
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah,
dude, it was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Where did we talk? Where were we at? When we talked about that? Was I texting you or was I on the phone with you? Where were we? Boxing?
We were eating chicken wings.
We were.
Yeah.
We were at Hooters. Yeah. I want to bring this up to talk about it because it just one, it shows how sensitive it is. Granted, that was a terrible spot to say that. I guess you shouldn't say that kind of stuff in that area. At least someone who's owned by Disney. So I get the outrage or the uproar, but it is hilarious. The reporter, the other personality asked Desmond Howard a question. Do you think Michigan can win? And then Desmond Howard responded, does Desmond Howard have to choke a female dog?
But it wasn't a female dog.
It was not a female dog. It was a substitute word for it. I was cracking up laughing. I was crying, and just the reaction that they sat there all so stiff, and they're like, "Yo, what did he just say? I can't believe he just said that." That was the funniest thing on the planet to me, bro. But it really just shows how sensitive everyone is because it's literally just a joke.
Yeah, it is just a joke. But I mean, there's people out there that get upset over the smallest things. Man. The smallest. But yeah, that is pretty funny though.
It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, but people are sensitive so much nowadays, man. It's crazy. I had this the other day. I was at work and these two people came in, and I guess I don't know what happened, but like they got sat, and I guess the host was just a little too mean about it.
Oh,
yeah. So they got up, made a big scene. There's like she was so mean, and she threw the menus on the table. I was like, no, she didn't. She didn't do that. But like I'm just like, is it really that big of a deal?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's first of all, it's B-dubs. Like, you're not gonna get exemplary service. It's wings. You know what I'm saying? But like, people just get sensitive, are so sensitive over everything. I just want to complain. You know? It's like, what do you like? Nothing's gonna be catered to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, nothing's gonna be catered just for your likeness. You know what I'm saying?
This is a while ago at my job. So in order to come in, you have to take a picture at my job, and this guy, I asked him if he could take he had like a hat on, and he had something else. It covered up his neck. I'm like, you got to take that off, whatever. Or I had to take it off to take a picture. But then it was a bad picture. We had to retake it.
Yeah.
He had like this one. He took out this like suit and tie and everything. And this is nothing formal. I can't say where I work at, but it's nothing. You know where I work at. It's nothing super formal, nothing like that. But we had to take a picture to identify you. Dude gets up. He calls me like, you such a B word. Why would you do that? You gonna put another black man down? Let me dress up for this picture. I'm like, it's not that serious. No one's gonna see this picture. You a B word. You soft. How you gonna do me like that? Let me put on my. You gonna let me look bogus? You foul. What, bro? All right, G. It's all good, bro. You're tripping, bro. It's not that big. You're not America's Next Top Model. Like real. Like, come on now, relax. So, next thing I was gonna talk about is, as someone who loves to talk, I'm just now learning that I don't really know how to talk.
What do you mean by that?
Like, in terms of networking, knowing what to say, saying things at the right time. As someone who's just been rattling off words, I'm just now relearning how to speak. And what to speak on. Like it's a very
professional manner.
Correct. Almost. Or even with that, just like being in certain environments and being me, who's always go, and always, on the fly. My mind's running a mile a minute, but my mouth's keep going any faster than that. So I'm always stumbling on my words and saying whatever comes to my mind. I'm now learning to dial that back, and learn how to just chill in the environment first, and then find my pockets and gaps where I could do that at. You know what I'm saying? Was that a hard balance for you?
I don't know. I mean, 'cause I'm still working on it too. But I guess it's just kind of learn. I'm sure there's classes that you could take, like public speaking.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's I'm sure everyone's who's been forced to take that class, speak in front of the class and everything. But yeah, I mean, there definitely is like a certain ways I guess you'd want to articulate, and speak when you're around certain people. Not like change the way you talk completely, but like just if you're in a more professional environment, you don't want to be talking like you're gonna be talking with your friends. You feel me? Like that's just obvious. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you're using the right words, or just enunciating correctly, or speaking a little bit more clear, slowing down.
Right.
You feel me? But it's all learned. It's all learned. I feel like just through experiences, and as well as long as if you're aware of what you're doing, like, oh man, okay, I should probably chill out real quick and slow down, or maybe I need to work on doing this, and you're aware of it, that you can work on it and fix it. You feel me? But if you don't think anything's wrong, then you're just gonna be blowing out, you know, and but you gotta be willing to want to like change that. not everyone's like. Some people are just like, you know, I'm me, blah 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 blah. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's like, all right, that's cool, but like you doesn't fit in all these. You know, like sometimes you just gotta switch. You know, just be the more professional. You know, or whatever that you know what it calls for.
Right, because as much as you want to be you don't want to offend the other people around you, make them feel bad or make them uncomfortable, or especially if it's a situation where, like I said, you're networking, trying to get to know people, trying to go in a certain place. My 1,000 miles an hour personality is not fit for every setting.
Not at all.
You know
not
what I'm
at
saying?
all, man.
It's like I couldn't work in a library. What was the purpose of me working in a library for? I'm going to try to talk to everybody. You can talk in libraries. You're not supposed to talk as much as I talk. I'd get fired. So it's just like, not only you have to get in where you fit in, but to wherever situation you're in, you have to make sure that you're respectful to that, and you have to help people understand that. You know.
Oh yeah.
It just kind of ties into what life is teaching you, where life goes.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't really have much to say that.
I don't either. So it's all good. I did. It's all good though, because they're about to wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, my boy. Give them your social medias.
You can find me everywhere. Just type my name in, Pierce Anderson. That is Pierce. That's the definition of Pierce. Yeah. So I'll be up there. You can find me.
Most definitely. Devonn Overstreet on all platforms. Devonn. Last name Overstreet, just as it sounds. Nothing really complicated about that. Don't ask me why. You know, I asked my dad why he gave me 2 N's. He's like, I don't know. It just sounded good. All right, bro.
It's unique.
It's unique. I thought it was something like deep, mean like you're named after a deep African king.
Nah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Devonn. It's an African king's name.
For sure. But guys, of course, every Monday you can find us here on 101.5 WLCB from 4 to 6 p.m. Also find us at lakesradio.org. Guys, please share the link if you listen in. Feel free to call in at 262-342-6588. Follow us on all social media platforms. Message us. Connect with us.
You should say that number a little bit slower.
262-342-6588.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
262-342-6588.
Nice.
Thanks, sir. Alrighty, guys. And again, big shout out to our new video guy, Kendall. I'm happy to have you part of the team, bro. What are your social medias while you back there throwing up gang signs?
Yeah, man. You want
come on the mic and throw up your gang signs. Throw up the gang signs. Don't throw up your gang signs.
No one's going to see you.
Then, oh, yeah, no one's going to see you. You are in charge of the camera.
True.
That one right there, my boy. Yep.
All right, social media, Wendell Williams. All of it.
Wendell Williams.
What? Kendall Williams, Bishop Place, W and the K, Wendell Williams.
Wendell Williams. All right, guys.
Social media.
Oh, all right. Appreciate you, bro. Guys, you guys have a great week. See you next time. Be safe.